everybody, my name is Mariah and welcome to my channel. I've gotten a few requests on Instagram actually to talk a little bit about budgeting your Disney fairy tale wedding and kind of go through the price breakdown of everything involved in planning a wedding in 2020. I will say the pricing does change constantly. I believe it even changed since we decided to book our wedding, so I don't want to say that anything is set in stone. And of course, your wedding will be priced a little bit differently. But I am going to be looking down at my iPad a lot in the paperwork that Disney gave us, just because I couldn't remember all of this off of the top of my head. So let's just jump right in because I know this video is going to be pretty long. So starting out, I actually wanted to talk about the price breakdown of all of the locations for your ceremony. Now, everything does have a minimum expenditure, which is the amount of money that you at least need to pay. So most wedding venues would say your venue will say $10,000. Well, Disney, you have to spend a minimum at any of these locations. So it would be a minimum of $10,000 instead of you have to pay $10,000 no matter what. But everything, including food and beverage, entertainment, photography, any extra decor, that is all included in that minimum expenditure. Now, I'm not saying you have to keep it at that minimum. You can absolutely go over that. You can spend as much as you want to. But I first want to go over ceremony locations and all of their minimum expenditures because there are so many locations and I don't think people really think about most of these places. So I am going to be looking down a lot, like I said, so I do apologize, but I just want to give you guys as much information as possible. So before I get into the pricing, I also want to say every single event that you book through Disney Weddings, you will receive a wedding planner, a day of coordinator, an assistant, a florist, and a rooms block specialist. Wedding planners can be extremely expensive. I've seen $11,000 and upwards for wedding planners that want to stick with you from the day that you book all the way through, and they do absolutely everything for you from the minute that you call them until the minute you walk out of your reception. They're there 100% for you 24 hours a day. You can email them, you can call them, and they are the sweetest people. So that's the number one thing that really sold us on having a Disney wedding. We knew we wanted to have one anyway, but the fact that every single event comes with a wedding planner, I promise you, it's worth it. It is 100% worth it. So I just wanted to say that before any of these prices sound a little bit scary to you. Let's see. Now, again, with the minimum expenditures, they do have a bit of a range for each of the locations. And then of course it's going to determine what time of year, day of the week, time of day, and seasonality as well. So if you wanted to get married, of course, on like Christmas Day, it's going to be a little bit more than mid-May, we'll say. So we'll start with the least expensive locations and we'll work our way up to the grand finale that is Magic Kingdom. So there's a few resort locations that have a $2,500 ceremony fee, and there's two places located at the Grand Floridian. There's Conch Key Marina. I'm sorry if I said that wrong. It's probably Conch, right? I'm sorry. Sago Cay at the Grand Floridian, Luau Beach, and Luau Point. And those minimum event expenditures are $5,000 to $15,000. Again, so that includes all food, entertainment, decor, everything else besides your ceremony fee. So pretty well priced for those. And then the next set of wedding locations actually mostly take place at resorts as well, but these ones do have a little bit more of a premium price tag. And these resort venue fees are $4,000 with minimum expenditures ranging from $8,000 to $20,000. And that includes the croquet lawn at the boardwalk, Grand Destino Plaza, the wedding gazebo, and that's located at the Yacht Club Resort, Oak Manor, which is at, oh, my brain's not working, Riverside, Seabreeze Point, which is at the boardwalk right outside of ESPN. It's that beautiful gazebo out on the water, Shipwreck Beach over at Yacht and Beach Club. And again, those are $8,000 to $20,000 minimum expenditures. And let's see. All right, so next in line, we are heading over to Epcot for the most part. And these venues are all mostly taking place in the World Showcase. And these minimum expenditures start at $7,000 and range to $17,000. Now, again, you do not have to cap it at $17,000. These Epcot locations include the Japan Bonsai Promenade, which is the beautiful bonsai garden right outside, or right as soon as you enter the pavilion. the Canada Terrace, which is right next to the waterfalls, China in front of the temple, France, Germany right in the middle of the courtyard, Italy in the middle of the courtyard, or they also have the option down by World Showcase Lagoon as well. And then Morocco right in the middle of the courtyard, Tamu Tamu over at Animal Kingdom. This is the only non-Epcot location in this price category. France down by the water, and the UK courtyard, which is so freaking cute. I love it. Now let's move on to the locations that are at Hollywood Studios and Animal Kingdom. They both only have one outdoor location at each, and at Hollywood Studios you can choose to get married outside of Tower of Terror, which if that is your vibe for your wedding, I love you. I am so afraid of Tower of Terror, but the videos and photos that I've seen from this location are chef's kiss. And that is a $4,500 venue fee with a minimum expenditure ranging between $15,000 and $25,000, which I think is an incredible price to have like such a big icon attraction as the backdrop of your wedding. And then the other location is at Animal Kingdom, and it's the Tree of Life. Same price, so $4,500 with the same minimum expenditure. And again, that's not the vibe for our wedding, but to have a theme park wedding for that price is unreal. Because when you see these flashy weddings on TV, of course your floral can be as much as you want it to be, but to pay this price to have a wedding planner and be able to get married in your favorite theme park, hands down worth it. Okay, so now I'm going to talk about where my fiance Jonathan and I are getting married, and we've decided on the wedding pavilion at the Grand Floridian. I love it. It's your true princess fairy tale venue. So if you picture a Disney wedding, besides getting married in front of the castle, I feel like this is the place for you. And the ceremony fee is $5,000 with the minimum expenditure ranging between $10,000 and $35,000. And last but not least, we have the grand finale of them all, the Magic Kingdom ceremony locations, ranging from $15,000 to $30,000 for ceremony fees. You can get married on the train station, right when you walk in on Main Street, Plaza Garden East, or the right side of the hub grass if you're looking at the castle. Or you can do center of Main Street after hours at the Magic Kingdom as well. Train station wedding, unfortunately you cannot choose your time. Actually, you can't choose your time for any of these. It is 8:15 a.m. if you'd like a train station wedding or Plaza Garden East. To me, I don't want to wake up at 2 a.m. on my wedding day or earlier, so not for me. Stunning weddings, and if you can wake up that early, good for you, because you're better than I am. And the Magic Kingdom after hours wedding, also stunning, but you can only have your ceremony 2 to 3 hours after park close and the last guest leaves. So again, if the park closes at midnight that night, you're getting married at 2 a.m. for $30,000. Now the minimum expenditures at Magic Kingdom range between $20,000 and $50,000. And that is just going to be your floral decor, of course, all those things again. So that is the pricing breakdown just for the ceremony locations. Now I actually want to jump over and talk a little bit about food and beverage cost. This is going to probably be the most expensive part of your wedding. There are 3 times for your receptions. You can do a brunch, lunch, or dinner. Of course, getting more expensive as the day goes on. I will say you can't use an outside source for your vendor for food, beverage, cake, anything edible, except if you wanted to do an edible favor. You can do that outside. Let's jump on over and talk a little bit about food and beverage at your reception and your cocktail hour. Disney does not let you use an outside vendor for food, drink, or cake, so you do have to go with Disney Catering. And they do have 3 different meal options. You can do brunch, lunch, or dinner, and any of those can be a plated meal or buffet as well. Brunch starts at $140 per person. Lunch is $165 per person. And dinner, which is what we are doing, as we're having a later ceremony, is $190 per person. Now, it is a little bit scary of a number because these are the minimums that you can spend on food and beverage. However, this does include your bar and your cake. So the cheapest options, I really hate to tell you this, have to be at least $190 for dinner. And they do have extras you can add on. You can have like chef action stations, and we budgeted for a pasta station at our reception, which I think we're gonna wind up cutting out, but I wanna say it's like $3,000 just to have the one chef preparing pasta for the guests. So the food is a little bit scary of a number. Now, if you wanna keep your budget to, we'll say you're doing lunch for $165 per person, the best way to do that is honestly pick a little bit cheaper of options. Now, of course, at brunch, I don't think you need to have an open bar, and there's many reasons why people don't want to have an open bar, but for us, we chose to do an open bar. We're doing the premium bar, which is $65 per person, and we just figured it's a better option than possibly having to be charged per drink that the guests consume. This way, it was kind of just one set number, and there's no guessing after the wedding how much we're gonna owe, and I would recommend doing that as well. Nobody in our family is really big drinkers, but we feel safer just knowing the comfort of already having that paid for and knowing exactly how much we have to pay rather than guessing at a bill on consumption bar afterwards. And of course, most of our guests, 99% of them are traveling, so we don't want to make them have to pay for their bar either. I do also want to say that this does not include a 6.5% sales tax or the 25% gratuity as well. So on top of the $190 per person, you have to pay the 6.5% sales tax and the 25% labor and gratuity as well, which there's gonna be servers, chefs, everybody working at your event, and they deserve to be tipped. I'm a tipped worker myself, so I 100% agree with it, but that is just something to look out for. You don't wanna just add the $190 per person and assume that that's where that stops, because your servers and hosts and everything also need to be tipped as well. So the next thing I want to talk about, which will be probably the second most expensive part of the wedding, is the photography. We've just opted to use Disney Fine Art Photography. They have a ton of different photographers, and they give you a little quiz, and you click on the photos that you like the best, and it matches you to your ideal photographer for your day. And we just thought it was the easiest option rather than going out and interviewing a bunch of photographers and seeing who we liked. This way we can kind of just go through what they matched for us. So we thought it was a lot easier, and I'll go over the pricing a little bit. There's 3 different packages, and I do actually believe this is the little packet that they gave us at the planning session. I do believe the price has changed a little bit since this has come out. Again, these prices change constantly, and they're going to continue to change, but this is just right now, and it is July 2020. And again, I'm sorry I have to keep looking at this, but this is a lot of information all at once. So there's a few different packages, one up to 6 hours, 8 hours, and 10 hours. We decided to go with the 8 hours. That way we can get plenty of photos before getting ready, and then all the way through the reception that evening as well. And we are doing a first look, so we wanted to make sure that we got ample amount of time with the photographer in the morning for getting ready and all of the bridal portraits and things like that before the ceremony. Of course, you don't have to do a first look. We just opted to do it because it saves you so much time at cocktail hour. You can get all of your group photos done before the ceremony. Your makeup is still fresh. Everybody's still kind of buzzing to go to the ceremony. So we decided to do it. And I'm very excited. That's like one of the things I'm most excited about. Price of the photography ranges anywhere from about $3,000 to $6,000, just depending on the package. But of course, the more expensive package that you choose, the more that comes with it. So you'll get your photo albums, all that kind of stuff, which they will go over with you after you decide on your package. So I'll talk a little bit about pricing for the park sessions, and I can do like a whole video on our portrait session and when that finally happens. We have decided to wait until January after the wedding because we want to wait until all the Christmas decorations are down. We're getting married around Halloween. Definitely don't want Halloween wedding photos. And we love Christmas at Magic Kingdom. It's our favorite time of year, but we also didn't want to have the Christmas tree and the garland and all the red. We just wanted standard Magic Kingdom photos. So the price of the Magic Kingdom shoots are $2,600. If you wanted to do Magic Kingdom and we'll say Epcot, it is $2,900. And if you wanted to do Animal Kingdom, it is $1,500. And any resort photo shoot is $1,100. Again, these prices will change. They're probably already changed since we spoke to our wedding planner last, but these are the current prices right now. Moving on from photography for right now, there's one part that I can't really share how much anything will cost, and that is floral and decor. It can be, you don't have to have any floral at your wedding. I love fresh floral. I think it's beautiful, but it is very, very expensive, and you can go from something very, very simple to as grand as you want. They will cover the ballroom's head to toe in floral if that's something that you're interested in. But of course, it's going to be very personal to you, what type of floral you're into, what kind of vases you want, if you want candles. I can't really say the price of the floral for you, but I will say anything that you want to use as maybe a centerpiece or any decor at your reception. You can also use it at your ceremony, and you pay a small fee. It's only like $100, which is a lot better than buying all new. But they will move everything from your ceremony to your reception for you. And that is what we opted to do. I think it is the best deal, and we didn't want to have to pay for floral twice or waste our floral that was going to be used for a 20-minute ceremony and then never seen again. So that's a really good option as well. There are a few transportation options, and we have decided to purchase transportation for all of our guests staying at our room block. Now, our room block, we have chosen a moderate, a deluxe, and a value resort for our guests, so they have all different options. We've chose Pop Century, the Grand Floridian because that would be the easiest for people as we're just getting married there, and Port Orleans Riverside. We've purchased a charter bus through Disney, and I believe it was about $4,000, and it's going to pick up all of our guests staying at those 3 resorts, bring them to the ceremony, bring them to cocktail hour, bring them to the reception, and it will leave the reception every hour on the hour through the whole night in case somebody doesn't feel well, or they're tired, or they just want to go back to the room. And we figured that was the best option, so people didn't have to worry about taking minivans or Uber or Lyft or whatever to get there, or get their rental car and figure out Disney property, especially with an open bar. You need to be so safe. So we have decided to get the coach, and it's going to be extremely easy for all of our guests to just get in and out whenever they need to. Now, for bridal party and immediate family, we have also chosen to use a limo to get everybody to the reception and the ceremony. That way nobody's walking around in Florida heat or possible hurricane in mid-October. And I believe it was about $2,000. I don't have that paperwork with me right now, but that's booked all through Disney as well. And they will be there to take care of everybody in your immediate party and your bridal party as well. Super easy. We just don't want to worry about anybody, and everybody's traveling a long way. So it's a nice little touch to give to your friends and family while they're here. Now, for myself, I don't want to talk about how I'm getting to the wedding right now because, I'm going to give it away, I think, but there's a few different options on how you as a bride or a groom, whatever, can arrive to the ceremony. They have Cinderella's glass coach, which very Disney. And then there's a open top, it's not a car, it's still a coach, but it's like a white, it's beautiful. I believe it's at Port Orleans, and then they'll have the one horse that brings it. And then there's all the vintage cars that are at the Grand Floridian, also stunning. And you, of course, don't need any of these options. You can use a limo, you can walk, whatever. But these options are so beautiful. They will drop you off at the ceremony, and then they will pick you and your partner after you are married up and take you away to be hidden until cocktail hour is over. And then you can join everybody again at the ceremony. So very excited for all of the transportation. And let's talk a little bit about entertainment. So I can't speak for any of the other locations for your ceremony, but with the wedding pavilion, it does come with an organ and an organist. So you don't have to pay any additional fee for your music at the ceremony. It also comes up with an aux hookup. So if there's something on your phone that you would rather play, they will do that as well for you. And they have a bunch of pre-selected songs you can choose from, or I think it's like 30 days before, you just need to let them know what songs that they need to learn how to play so they can play whatever you like while you walk down the aisle. They also have string quartets, and this pricing changes a lot. So you can have like a whole orchestra, string quartet, you can have trumpet players, whatever kind of music you like, but we're just going with the organist because it's included. For the reception, you can also do a live band or a DJ, and they give you a list of all the DJs that work for Disney. They all have their little website. Just go on, just let them know which one you like the best, and they set it up for you. And it was $2,500 for the DJ. which I feel like is very similar to the price of any other DJ. And we are having some themed entertainment at the wedding. I don't want to talk about it because it will give it away and we don't want guests to know about it. But you can have different artists and just tons of different entertainment. I don't want to talk about them because we are having some of that at the wedding. And of course you can have like Mickey and Minnie, and entertainment's a little bit expensive. It's like $300 per 30 minutes per like character or per entertainer at the reception. So definitely don't need that, but it does add a little Disney touch. Let's see, I feel like that's all I really can talk about with pricing, because decor and floral is so personal and you don't need any of it and you can go as crazy as you want to, like I said. I will say though, the scariest number that I heard the entire time is the price of a dance floor. So the locations come with, I'm just gonna die thinking about it. The locations come with just a brown normal dance floor, but you can upgrade that to just a white dance floor with twinkles, an LED dance floor, and they start at around $7,000 just to upgrade the dance floor. So if you don't want the brown and you want the white, it's a pretty penny, which shocked me. So we're having brown. Definitely don't want brown, but it's the easiest way to save money. And things like gobos, which are the lights on the wall or the dance floor, a few of those are included. And with the DJ package, uplighting on the wall is also included. So we added things like the white tulle to the walls, just kind of hide it a little bit. But again, you don't have to add any decor if you don't want to, and it's your day, sweetie. You do whatever you want to do. So I'm sorry this video was like a little awkward, weird, didn't really give you any information, but it's a little bit hard without having to say like every penny that we've spent on the wedding. But I hope that the price breakdown of the locations and the minimum expenditure at least helped a little bit. Again, we have about 85 guests coming to our wedding and we were able to fit that into our budget. Our budget is not huge. It's a fairly decent budget, and I'm very, very grateful to be able to have this wedding. But again, keep your guest count down if you want the more elaborate things at your wedding, or if you're worried about the budget, try to keep your guest list down, because I'm telling you that $190 plus the 25% gratuity plus 7% tax really, really adds up. And that was, I'm gonna be honest, the food alone covered more than our minimum expenditure. So keep it down, girl, boy, whoever's watching, please. But thank you guys so much for watching. A few of you have reached out to me on Instagram, and I'm so grateful for you guys to watch this. And I promise I will try to get less awkward and better quality as this goes on. But for now, I just want to say thank you so much for watching, and please let me know down below or on Instagram or wherever if you have any requests for more Disney wedding planning videos. I do definitely want to take you guys to our wedding planning session now that we get to have one in person, and to our cake tasting, and to our floral appointment, definitely. And of course, I will be sharing our wedding video with you when that can happen next year. But I also thought about maybe, since I already have all of the gifts that I've bought my bridesmaids and all that kind of stuff, I would maybe love to share that with you as well. If you have any requests for any wedding planning videos or any videos at all, please just let me know, and I'm more than happy to do that, especially right now during quarantine. We have not a lot going on. So just wanted to say thank you guys so much, and I will see you next time.